was living a dream. What could I do? For a while I played the field. How could I prove the hidden yield without the blues to feel? My heart was living a dream, left no residue. Catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low. The loot goes high and high, as friends used to know. Catch you when you fall, catch you when you're low. I love you, take a good look, it's a simulation. Wake up, it's solitary. Wake up, it's imaginary. And don't you know, your life is worth more than what you have, take a good look, it's a simulation. Wake up, it's solitary. Wake up, it's imaginary. Man, don't you know, your life is worth more than Catch me if you fall, catch me if you're low. The loot goes high and up, as fast as you can go. Oh, catch me if you fall, catch me when you're low.
Hey, what's up everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are all doing well. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly. It's 8:08 p.m. as you can see. I'm checking out a first moon. Yesterday I missed it, but this is under 10%, so it looks good. Nice skies tonight. Venus coming up with it. Just want to say hi to my people in the chat. What's up, Ellie, Andrew, Richard, Rockstar, DD, Vision. What's going on, my man? What else we got? Ellie and Victor. I said Ellie, right? Alright, cool. So, just hanging out here. I just got off of work, so setting up quick, and that's why I forgot to reset the computer for the sound. I think it should be working okay now. What's up there, Kenneth? How's it going? Awesome. So yeah, I got a little bit of sun footage bit before this. It was cool. I think I'm going to do a stream again with the white light filter. The sun looks great with the clouds. So we got the 9.5% waxing crescent right here. And I'm going to stay on it as long as I can because I know it's going to go behind the palm tree. And then we'll go over to Venus. What's up there, Ben? How you doing? Thanks for the feedback, everybody. Still blue skies right now. Yeah, I'd like to... It's an interesting night because you got, of course, the moon and Venus, but then Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars all in the sky at once. I mean, if you had like a really great 360 cam, you could get, what is it? All of them in frame. I think you can sort of get it with a 180 degree lens, but you'd probably have to composite it still. So hopefully we'll check out 4 planets and the moon tonight. And yeah, so settle in, try and play some obscure tracks for y'all. And I'll check in a few, maybe we'll get some acoustic stuff going once it clears. All right. Yo, what's up everybody? So yeah, I had to move the scope down a couple more steps. I'm almost at the landing and I feel like I should just move it another step and set it up right, but whatever. It's working right now. Moon seems like it'll be in view, and I saw Jupiter, so I figured I'd swoop in for a moment, check it out. Let me see what the moon config is tonight. Stellarium, don't act up on me. Yeah, left to right, we got Ganymede, Callisto, and Jupiter, of course, Io, Europa, and then top right is some star. I'm trying to get a photobombed picture. But yeah, just a quick daylight sort of Jupiter. Love these sort of shots. What's going on, chat room? How's it going, Heidi? Did I miss anybody? GED, what's going on? Skeptic Media, Wide Awake joined. I'm a little out of breath, to be honest, y'all. It takes a bunch to lift a fully loaded scope on a step, so I'm a little winded. I shouldn't be, but it's probably from all the smoking. Hibu Khan, I think, joined. What's going on, man? Anybody else I miss? Let me know. But yeah, it's pretty dope. I love the shot of Jupiter during the blue skies. It's always so weird, you know? Alright, I'll let the music keep rocking right now. What's up, y'all? So, as I'm heading back to the moon, figured I'd stop in at Venus right here. Looking really nice, even with the focal reducer, it's zoomed out all the way. Actually zoomed in digitally twice, but this is the widest view on the scope. What's going on, chat room? Just want to say hi to new peeps joining. What's up, FE Dude? What's up, Since Camilo? How's it going? Mo P. What's up, Diego? Who else just showed up? What's up, Fish Grow? Greens? What's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. That's a pretty nice shot. It's almost, it's like a 50% phase of Venus. You can see it's interesting because the moon has a totally different phase comparatively. Alright, let's do this. what's up, y'all? So, just had to deal with a bee situation. Second one this week. So many things need to be angled right to read and communicate with y'all, but just wanted to jump in for a second. Yeah, I captured it in a cup and let it loose on the other side of the house, so I think I saw like a hive forming next door. I feel like they're getting distracted, or like the LCDs are calling attention. They're getting lost here. Anyway, what's going on? Snow on Fire, how you doing? I don't know if I said hey to you before. What's up, Andrew Johnson? Good to see you. Anybody else join that I miss? What's going on chat room wise? Alright, sounds chill. Cool, so we're checking out Earthshine. It's not as clear as I'd like. I think I'm finally at the second to last, the penultimate step on the porch. I feel like I'd have to readjust the legs and center it down at the very landing. Might have to do that anyway, but this shot is looking nice. Getting, yeah, a little bit of treeage right in front of it. Yeah, it's a crazy workout tonight. It's really laughable. I'm gonna grab some water, chill out. I'm glad I didn't have to kill a bee. Save the bees, man. Yeah, so lost the Luna for a second. I feel it's like the trees, but there are also some clouds going on right now, just kind of where the moon is at. And I think I'm going to slew over to Venus real quick and risk losing the moon, but whatever. It was a nice shot. Didn't get exactly as much Earth shine as I would have liked, but I'll get over to Venus real quick. Damn, everything's falling. God damn it. Alright, let me chill out here. Oh, actually, yeah, I was trying to get on to say what's up to Snow on Fire and say thanks for all the kind words, and I'm glad you like the music. Stick around, there's lots of tunes, and I always appreciate feedback on it. So, yeah, cool.
casino, out of the 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 casino. Flip it for the edge, flip it for the world, flip it for the edge, flip it for the world, flip it for the edge. Flip it for the world, flip it for the edge, flip it for the world. Telltale's got a bang downstairs. Seven times from the main room upstairs. Telltale's got a room downstairs. 7 times from the main room up there. Casinos are downstairs. Out of the casino, 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 out of the casino. Flip it for the edge, flip it for the world, flip it for the edge, flip it for the world, flip it for the world.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So, just want to hop in, give a welcome to Elusive Monty. How's it going? What's up, Clerks? How's it going, man? It's Clerkster, right? I assume so. Let me know if I've missed anybody just joining. So yeah, I'm just trying to get this. It's just been like tagged with these clouds, and then of course leveling the scope on the stairs. It's just like so challenging. But what I'm doing is I'm gonna re-put it back up. That's not English. I'm gonna lift the scope and bring it back closer to the door so I can adjust it a little more easily. I also will have to change alignment. So give me a few moments, chill out, and yeah, it might go crazy for a second while I do the alignment, but it'll look good. And then we'll check out Jupiter and Saturn, hopefully. I think the Moon and Venus are done for tonight, so we's good. 9:14 on the clock, 9:13. All right, playing some tracks off of Call in My Mind. Yo, what's up there, Keith? How's it going, my man? Welcome, welcome. How's your weather looking? I haven't checked what's going on the subs. I've had like a crazy stream so far. Just trying to keep everything together. And the heat always ramps up, man. It's just like, oh, it's so chill, and I had the AC on, everything's cool, and then like 10 minutes into a stream, I'm just drenched. Yeah, so anyway, welcome, man.
Walking down the Tetris corner. Float, the moon is calling. A souvenir. As soon as rescued, I hope you may. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids. Now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Float, the moon is calling. A souvenir. As soon as rescued, I hope you may. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids. Now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Float, the moon is calling. A souvenir. As soon as rescued, I hope you may. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids. Now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Formidable opponent. Angry crackpot. Formidable opponent. Dangerous lecture. Formidable opponent. You can walk out. Formidable opponent. Think you have the choice. Formidable opponent. Angry crackpot. Formidable opponent. Dangerous lecture. Formidable opponent. You can walk out. Formidable opponent. Think you have the choice.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So, got the scope aligned and got the 3X Barlow, Televue Barlow put in on this 8-inch, and Saturn is looking, in and out aberration, but looking kind of nice. Got good separation, the outer rings, man. Okay. Yeah, so let's check out some Saturn. I'll pick out a cool tune to go with it. It's like a sommelier for space. A space Lier. Something stupid. Alright, this is called
All the politics.
I guess no, not that, not just yet. How about something a little trippier? Have I missed anybody joining? Yeah, I hear you, Keith. That sucks, man. I wish you had some clear skies for tonight. Kind of interested in seeing what Mars looks like shortly. Alright, let's do some... Gosh. What goes well with this? I'd have been fired at this point. Let's do some Prism Digger. Alright. This is an old song. It's the moment. 9:23. Let's watch some Saturn for a bit. What's up? What's up, Mary? How's it going? How you feeling today? I'm totally bugging, but I feel like I totally missed you in the chat earlier. I felt like you were around earlier, but maybe I'm wrong. How long have I been streaming? What day is it? You just put me in the Twilight Zone, kind of. What's up, Timothy Martin? How's it going? I think it's because I responded to your comment just like right before the stream, so I feel like I was talking to you and then started streaming. Anyway, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I hope you can hear the stream well with your, I know you had trouble with the other stream's volume. What's up there, Astronomy live stream? What's up, David? Good job on the streams yesterday. You and Elliot like were crushing it. I was watching a bit and then I passed out hard. I just could not do it anymore, but I had them both going. It was cool to be the audience for once. So I got some cicadas in the background. Wonderful, I'm glad you can hear. Let's see what's going on. I was going to put some trackage. I felt like I uploaded something new today. What's new? I think it was... Just looking through tracks. Where is it? I've uploaded so many tracks just randomly, all private, and they're just kind of stacked inside SoundCloud that I used to play over here. I think it's Boiling Bubbles or something like that. Okay, I'll let this ride out for a moment. I've adjusted the contrast a little on the Jupiter shot. I think it's looking good. It's a little wobbly. I'm feeling like I gotta get a new tripod for the 8-inch. It's been going strong since 2015. Yeah, it's coming up on 3 years. Marlboro Lights. No, I had a new port that I saved. I just save butts from friends. Like I'm really trying to stop smoking. I'll just have it drag and I'll put it down. I would put Cat into the Stars, but it has like this Pavlovian trigger of ending the show. Just like now this other track called the outro triggers Mary. Mark Rowe, how amazing would it be if man and woman wasn't so full of shit in this beautiful place we live? Like Alan Watts said though, man, this place is already perfect, man. It's like there's nothing really to fix. The fact that you exist at all is already pretty incredible. It's like taken for granted, and it's just the perspective. Once you switch the perspective and you're like, no, it's freaking amazing to be alive, and that's enough, then everything becomes alright, even the shitty stuff. Yeah, so Snow on Fire is asking Kenneth, any thoughts on David Icke, Icky, and Saturn? What do you guys think about all that stuff? Timothy Martin, my EBIT card, my EBIT, DBIT. What's up, EZE? Easy E in the house. decent bandage on Jupiter tonight. I swear this freaking microphone that I'm using, this Yeti microphone, it's a cool mic, but it's locked into this stupid chassis, which is about 2 inches off the table, an impossible level to raise your neck to if you're anywhere over 5'3". I'm certainly over 5'3". What's up, Fish Grow Greens? Take care, man. Peace out. What's so weird is that, so like, we have pictures of the north and south pole of Jupiter, and it's like these intertwined vortices in a hexagonal pattern. And it's such a shame that we can't see it from Earth. You know, we get to see this one side. What a tripped out experience that we get to see all this glory, and yet even at that level of glory, there's this weird kind of balancing force which doesn't allow you to get the whole picture. Always, at every turn, every beautiful thing ultimately has this what I, like I said, balancing force. It's crazy. Ergonomics gone totally wrong. I mean, if I could unhinge it or release it from its grip, but it doesn't seem like I could rig it to anything else. It doesn't have like a typical mic stand thing. It's weird, for sure. It's like a fork mount. If anyone uses the Yeti, I'll probably have to look up a YouTuber who's figured it out. There's probably some sort of like over the head harness thing, like ridiculous thing. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of David Icke at this point? Those who have researched him for years. Ellie Linda, I hate that mic now. Stam mic. No, the Stam mic is finally why I can talk to you guys properly. I finally figured it out. An audio engineer finally figured out how to stream to YouTube. It's ridiculous. That's a little better. Am I a shill now? I'm a charlatan? Oh, I thought you were talking about me. It's like, damn it, already. No, David Icke is this kind of, what an interesting character, because like he's willing to kind of admit where he's wrong. I followed him in the beginning, of course. Now, like, I understand where it all kind of comes from, but it's such a fascinating guy. And he and this other cat. Do you guys know Richard P. Hall, who does Rich Planet TV? Really funny dude. Really interesting content. If you guys have not seen it. I kind of like a couple of his takes on things, not everything. I told you guys I'm not really into this UFO thing much. I think it's all like distraction. Vision is Scary says David Icke is a good mix of nuts and fruit. It's a perfect description, man. Perfect description. Andrew Johnson says, the man went too far on a tangent. I think so. I think he was fed some poor information. Yeah, Dr. Greer. I also followed Dr. Greer. Similar type of thing. David Wilcock, Graham Hancock. There's a lot of cock in their names. It's funny, really. A lot of these guys, man, just like, excuse the language, I'm not trying to be crude. It's just funny. They just stop at a certain point and start stagnating. And you'll notice it's just a matter of time for, I feel like everybody who's aware right now, who's waking up, who feels like they're waking up, it's just a matter of time before you realize like how it stagnates. Yo, what's up, Nans? Ha. What's that? Lights out. Colorado Stone enjoying whoever is slaying the strings in the background audio. That is me on the tunes, the tunage. All this stuff is so I don't have to deal with all the bullshit on YouTube with the music. So I write my own stuff, and then I got really hooked on writing. Now I write like just constantly for literally just being on behind space stuff. Wait, what's going on? Let me see. Reptilian wives are sexy. Ellie says cannot absorb so much as holographic. Negative. Dr. Greer, me neither. Awaken Alabama, how's it going, buddy? You see the moon tonight? It was gorgeous. What do I want to do? Let's go over to Saturn for a second, see what's going on. If you noticed earlier, the tracking was really on point. Snow on Fire, Kenneth, yes, somewhat more like Saturn worship throughout the ages, evident by historical records. I can bring this all into context if you guys want to hear about the electric universe stuff, but I try and like temper my thoughts on it. Yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna try and center some Saturn. I guess I wasn't that on point, or there are clouds. So be right back. Actually, luckily, thankfully, my pride survives because it was properly tracked, but Saturn's behind clouds, so screw that jazz. And I'm really, my posture right now is fucking awful. I'm gonna try and sit up. Let me know if this is too far away from the mic, but I really have to sit up. So this is the deal. So if you look up the electric universe stuff about remembering the end of the world, they talk about why Saturn was worshipped and why Mars was worshipped and why Jupiter was worshipped and the old names and the mythology. And it's not to say electric universe is everything. It's just that this guy, Immanuel Velikovsky, David Talbot, Wal Thornhill, these guys have really studied this stuff, and they've put together this whole stuff, all the stuff that you've seen in Ancient Aliens, all of that stuff from Ancient Aliens, from freaking Giorgio Tsoukalos to David Wilcock and all these guys in between on Gaia, from all the UFO stuff. I'm going to pause for 1 second before I say anything further. You guys cool with this? You want to hear what I'm about to say? Because I kind of, It's just really simple stuff. But I feel like it kind of rattles people sometimes because it feels like I'm trying to tell people what to do, but I don't really care. Yeah, so worship of Saturn made sense if Saturn was our sun. The same way we essentially worship the moon and the sun now. So if Saturn was in a configuration where it was this kind of brown dwarf with a shell around it, I wish I could like have Saturn up. Let's see. I mean, it's still pretty clouded, but let's say the rings of Saturn were like a big sheath, and the core of Saturn was Saturn right now that we see it, and the rings were the sheath, and they were this huge kind of almost the size of Jupiter, Saturn, and that was our sun for a while, and it kind of housed Mars and Earth as like sister planets that kind of raised life. This is the story. I mean, I'm just repeating a story that I've heard. It doesn't have to be true. It's just an idea that makes a little bit of sense. So let's say within 7 to 10,000 years ago or whatever, along the timeline of these different events like Noah's flood or Atlantis or any of the kind of deluge or Earth catastrophes that we read about in mythology, so-called mythology. I think the language is really what it is. The mythology, the language around it has become so kind of removed from physical reality that there's no discussing it without pissing people off or like judging people. But if you look at it from the context of actual what we're doing right now, I mean, you could argue that consciousness is bullshit and like reality is all bullshit. But if you wake up in the morning and you look up and you have planets, and we're doing this right now, and we're looking at this planet Jupiter that's a certain distance away or whatever, let's say it's all real. Given that, if you get granted that, everything else, your personal understanding of one's reality doesn't really factor in here. This is kind of collective reality. So the point that I'm trying to make is that, let's say Saturn was Kronos. It was this figure that was seen in the sky as this massive object. And let's say the polar configuration was correct and Venus was a comet and everything was aligned and there were interchanging these massive discharge between planets, and all the archetypes and the symbols on the walls that were attributed to aliens and disclosure and all the stuff that they put on, I'm not talking about like the Crystal Skull or Lord Pi or those guys, like where they create artifacts like Indiana Jones style shit. I just mean like, I'm talking about they'll show you those kind of tall stickmen drawings and figures and the archetypes like that. And forgive me that I'm not like reading chat room right now. I'm just kind of free thinking. So, right. So what's going on? So anyway, point is, we're sister planet with Mars in the sheath of Saturn. Venus comes through, or the sun comes through, let's say, rattles this whole thing up, creates this polar configuration, something happens, everything falls back into this kind of alignment that we have right now. The force underlying it being magnetic, the force underlying everything being sort of this electrical or dielectric ether kind of fish tank of sorts, like electrical filaments and fibers, almost a recursive symmetrical physical understanding of your body in space. Plasma, right, exactly. Mark Rowe beat me to it, but plasma, exactly. It's a different state of matter. So I think the ropes are intertwined. I think it's easy to keep secrets when people are distracted by concepts that are tearing them apart. And a lot of the people, I know I should take a breath, but like, whatever. A lot of the people, like the Anunnaki and things like that, and Nibiru, and are just like the words, like Kronos or Jove, or they're just kind of they're just different cultural references to the same thing, and that really makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's how you can build these. So it goes back to a lot of different things. So let's say planetary configuration is different, means physics on Earth is different, means gigantism is possible, accounts for this concept of dinosaurs that no one really can understand or fathom. There's this misunderstanding completely of, radioactive decay. There's a complete misunderstanding of redshift. There's a complete misunderstanding of Doppler shift, cosmic microwave background radiation, how the sun works. This Parker probe is going to spend 10 years trying to get there and send measly bits of data with like really no resolve ultimately. They've spent 50 years trying to define the sun within a Newtonian universe, and they just can't without it. But the thing is, I saw some lectures today where they do talk about, you know, they teach Maxwell. I saw a York physics lecture today where they teach Maxwell field equations, the stuff that Angry Photographer, that Theoria Apophysis talks about, the dielectric ether and shit like that. You know, anyway, Birkeland currents running the universe, very possible. The misunderstanding of all of our ancient history in terms of needing this other civilization to have occurred, like alien civilizations, when in fact it could just be different versions of us, of humans on Earth, and what they call evolution being these kind of massive electrical events that kind of reset and reshape things, including consciousness, including entire civilizations on Earth, this wipeout effect, or sometimes it's not a full-on wipeout effect. It's probably because of the sun, maybe because of Venus. And I think what crucially to take away from at least Thunderbolt's project or Electric Universe is that you want to just think about all the archetypes. And when I say archetypes, like the cave drawings, just the stuff that our ancestors left us. They weren't just making up shit. And it makes sense that they would have been watching the skies, and that was their liquid crystal display. Somebody put it that way. I thought it was really great. I saw it somewhere, but I was like, of course, that's their sky. Their sky is these little crystals like magnifying what's around us. And it might have been really different. And if it was different, then all these factors change, like the Big Bang changes, Doppler changes, distances change. It's a totally different world. So that's where I'm at. I don't even think about shape or conspiracies anymore. I mean, I feel like even in a weird way, like all of those things are necessary to make this game. It's like Westworld. I mean, if you're really the Godhead, or we're in a simulation program, it would be the ultimate game on every level, and there would be the lamest game too. It's like, I don't know, Rick and Morty sort of play with it a little bit, but it's like the lamest and the best coexist, and it has to exist that way because of the rules of the game fundamentally. So like railing against the system, like, is this pointless struggle in a lifetime where you have limited time to do all these crazy fucking things. I think people like the idea of science tearing people apart is so fundamentally wrong that it makes it very easy to understand what's bullshit and what's not. So for me at least, I don't know what people want to do, but like I don't watch anything anymore. I don't give like in a way, I don't watch it with a really caring eye anymore. It's just kind of there in the background while I pursue a quest till I vanish, you know. And it's a much cooler place to be because it's at least efficient. You get things done. Anyway, I'm done talking. Please. Gosh is just this weird thing. Like you hang out in Florida for a while, like a couple of years, and start saying y'all and darn and damn and gosh and golly. I think we lost Jupiter as I spoke. I think it's probably drifting down. Anyway, I would give the theory that like. Anyway, I talked for a bit. I'll give it a break. Let the music do the talking. and gals, of course, we got some real nice detail on Mars tonight, finally. Finally! Look at that, we got the full-on X looking nice. Also, Peace Mark, thanks man. See you on the next one. Give me some thoughts on Mars. What do you guys think about Mars? Can we get to Mars? You think people are really going to be on Mars in our lifetimes? Let's say you're 30-ish. in the 30-ish range, you think we're going to see people on Mars? Like really? Or like footage, anything like that? The next like 10 years? 20? Forgive me for not labeling Mars right now, but I'm just going to relax and watch it, enjoy it for a second. It's been a physically challenging stream. It's nice to sit back and enjoy it for a second. So if anybody wants to chime in on what that dark land, the name is, the nomenclature for the dark land is, please chime in. Nice, Ken. Pretty crazy, no? The 3x and the 8-inch scope is just like sometimes really remarkable. And like this is, man, like I got street lights almost. Actually, no, I gotta shut up. I'm gonna shut the F up all about that. Not gonna jinx any street lamps or nothing. I got it good. We can see Mars. Yeah, it's so funny. That movie Total Recall is like really well made. Arnold was pretty compelling for a little while. I guess when you're a kid, like you look up to some shit like that. I don't know, he's just such a weird dude. I think they were trying to compare him to the Rock, but I'm not. Yeah, it's just so not even a thing. Anyway, sorry, I'm not even gonna get into that. So easy to get into gossip. Vision only physically challenged. You know, man, it's just like I gotta sit all funny, and like scoping on a staircase is not recommended. Especially like moving it every couple of steps to like chase the moon and Venus around, and then clouds and shit, and then realigning it midstream. I don't know. It feels complicated sometimes, but like I know all the steps coming up at this point. So it's just a matter of like tricking your brain into thinking it's like just part of the flow, you know, from one great shot to the next. That's the idea. One great moment to the next. I think it's like I'm trying to approach it like live filmmaking, you know, and that's sort of, I can couple the passions. Thanks, Kenneth. He says Certus Major in center, if I'm not mistaken. SYRTIS. It's cool. Interesting name. I like really actually that you can see kind of the ice cap in the bottom right corner, like the 4 or 5 o'clock position, but then there's like a dark separator, shadow region between the ice cap and Mars too. It's really cool. It's like defined. Yeah, so nobody answered me about going to Mars. You think we're going to Mars? Hey, thanks, Hits Camilo. I appreciate the comment. Thank you. You're the best, too. You're all the best for hanging out here. Just observing the skies, like reconnecting, sliding down IKEA chairs. But yeah, total trip on Saturn, on goddamn Mars tonight. Love it. You know, so in addition to the Electric Universe talking about a bunch of other things, think about like this feature on Mars, not just Syrtis Major, but Valles Marineris and the poles, which are clearly this some sort of, you want to say ice, but they're not the same not the ice that we know. However, really fascinating to be able to see this object, this node on the network. Guys can hear. Let me know if you can hear that airplane in the background hovering over. Let's see if we get a Martian wave. Definitely Martian wave coming. I'd be totally happy to finally solve the problem. Problem of the little waves. The little green wave mans. Dapple Ben says, we'll have to be a multi-planet civilization eventually, so we'll get there when we're ready. Okay, that was sort of a non-answer. Awake says, I don't think we could go to Mars. Why do you not think we can go to Mars? Oh, sorry, Astro Sweat, what's going on? Hello, Heidi dropped a link on OnStellar, and thank you for this. Welcome, Astro Sweat. Welcome, welcome. Checking out some Mars, finally getting some detail. Got the 8-inch scope with the Sony and a 3x Barlow. Pointed almost, what is this? Almost due southeast at this point. Ellie Wynn says, I think I won't be on Mars personally. Perfect, Ellie. Perfect. That was something I would write. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to go there necessarily. I quite like the view from Earth. Have goals, telescope goals to achieve on Earth. Oh, cool, Astro Sweat. Thanks, man. You'll notice they're like both, all the albums kind of are from 2016, so like I did a lot of writing back then I kind of had to take some breaks, and so I have a bunch of new stuff in the works, new albums. I feel like I want to try and get one at least done before the end of the year for y'all and make it like a real physical album. But, you know, goals. But thank you for the follow on Spotify. I appreciate it. Yo, peoples. Yeah, the double-decker candy bar is legit. Yeah, super bad for your teeth. Fuck your mouth up pretty bad, but really excellent candy bar, especially like room temperature. Europeans got that right. They do tea right. Tea right. Saturn took me a second to scope right there. I was like really struggling. It's just low down on the stairs, and my chiropractor's gonna have a freaking field day with my back. Vision Scary says my favorite's always been Goldberg's peanut chews. Yeah, those are pretty rad, definitely. Pretty good. I don't know if my favorite. I couldn't call them my favorite. Wait, am I... Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Ken. Ken, you got it. Whipped freaking nougat on top. It's just that kind of nougat that like allows you to eat it and not just destroys your mouth. But of course, if you refrigerate your candy bars, then you're in for trouble. I'm surprised no one's done a Saturn candy bar. It's definitely a Jupiter one, right? Or am I just thinking TV shows? Incepting the internet. As I type it, the giant AI in the sky is creating the product. And the people selling it and buying it in all the Amazon reviews. Saturn candy bar. Like every other great idea I've ever had. Definitely, see, Saturn candy bar made by some random Zomai G's already created, of course. Oh shit, okay, so somebody brought up this candy bar that is legit amazing. My favorite is whatchamacallit. It's really a bad name, but goddamn is it good. That Rice Krispie style stuff is always the best fakest stuff. It's the best fakest for sure, for me. Yeah, Saturn is looking unbelievable tonight. The back shadow on the left, freaking amazing. Anybody who knows, I mean, y'all know, but it's totally, it's very noticeable how it's. I guess it's just, it's finally tilted a little bit differently. Is that what's going on? I'm not even so sure. Also, I'm looking at different types of Saturn titled candy bars that are just legit. Titan looks kind of cool. I mean, I gotta say, there's one candy bar to rule them all for me though. One legit freaking candy bar, and I'm gonna see if I can look it up right here. It was made by Lu, L-U, Lefebvre Utile, and Lu, it was like wafers with caramel. The Cha-Cha bar, I'm gonna freaking order these because they probably remake them, and yeah, this freaking thing is the greatest thing ever made by anybody ever, period. Period, no questions, no arguments, no need, no Pepperidge Farm, not necessary. You don't need to bring it to room temp. You can eat it any way you want it, cold, mid-room. I'm finding you guys the link, sorry, I know I'm talking about it. It's showing me Lion Bar, which is kind of like a discount version of it. No, it's not really, but Lion Bar is kind of okay. Man, looking at the old Le Paille d'Or, I mean, Lu makes the really best cookies, I gotta say. I guess Cha-Cha has just like one freaking incarnation. Mange Belge. This freaking product, guys, if you ever enjoy in your lives, Hope you remember TBS. No, I'm serious. It's like these wafers with thinly layered caramel and then encoded in chocolate, and it just has a particular flavor. You know how like certain candies just are tinted with the fakeness, but this has a fakeness combination that is just so like otherworldly. Like it's catered. I guess it might be catered just for me, but just stood out. I mean, the packaging is really updated and whatever, but I bet you the recipe is almost exactly the same. And just like milk chocolate, I guess in the States, it's very soapy. There's something about Hershey's chocolate and like stuff made in the U.S. I guess they moved Lindt, and Lindt is a fake American company, but you know what I mean. There's something about it. French make this kind of sweet, like almost sickly sweet milk chocolate, but it just doesn't, it's not revolting. It's you guys wanted my thoughts, so I'm giving you my thoughts on candy bars. I have deep thoughts on candy bars. Oh, I had a lovely candy bar 20 or 30 years ago. There were other things by Lou that were really killer too. There's this thing I was reading just now, even. It's not for everybody, but where is it? Pims were always great, but Pims became this kind of go-to thing that every mom got you. This freaking weird thing. These are like these really interesting kind of wafer pastries. They're ever so, delicate, and they're kind of like these little pipes. So they're just really an interesting palate experience. Just feel, a tongular experience. Tongular. It's a tongular wafer. Almost like classic. Yeah, and it's like not nasty raspberry. It's pretty good raspberry. Hey, what's going on, Prow? How you doing? Yeah, so I guess I was talking also about Saturn, because that's what we're looking at right here. So I've got, like I said, 8-inch scope, 3x Barlow, Sony a6 V. It's getting us some really good results, even in ambient light. Since Camille, you got the right idea. I could invent so many candy bars by eating 2 or 3 different candy bar brands all at once. Nom. I totally feel you. That's, deconstructing, reconstructing. I almost eat salads that way now. I just put like 5 things in my hand and just like make mouthfuls. Oh man, don't even with the Nutella. If any of you guys have a little cuisine art, I would say you should make your own Nutella. It just changes the entire Nutella game. There's a recipe online if you search make my own Nutella with like real hazelnuts and cacao powder. You'll end up with this really unbelievable version of fresh Nutella that'll make you never want to buy like that kind of overly sweet Nutella again. but I can't say that I haven't had my fair share, or human's share, lion's share of Nutella in my life. Nice, Astro Sweat. That's freaking awesome. And then, of course, sky's the limit, right? You can, like, mix in peanuts, or this is, like, an entire other tangent. Talk about, like, cookies and candy bars all the way to talk about nuts. Who are going to show up on the stream and be like, fucking people. Yo, what's up, Cosmic Ray? What's up, Jacqueline? How's it going, Jacqueline Elvira? Such a pretty name. I might have mentioned it before too, but also grinding your own peanut butter. It's so hippy dippy, but amazing. It's like you never want to buy it out of a jar again. You like just eat it within a few days, but it's like completely different experience. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, George. How you doing? Just want to answer you. Yeah, Saturn, I'm just chasing the clouds at this point, so whatever I get that looks the clearest, I'll kind of switch to, plus Jupiter is sort of setting right now. So Saturn, yeah, it looked really decent for a while, and then it kind of got behind these clouds, and then Mars is another opportunity. Just was, kind of dealing with Jupiter first. Anyway, welcome. Let me know if you have any questions or check the description of the video. Let's go back to the music. I gotta say, yeah, it is actually really decent. Jupiter is quite clear, kind of right beyond this hazy layer, or like the atmospheric turbulence layer. You can really see it, but it's pretty steady. It's crazy. Shadow of the Rings shot would be a cool stack. Yeah, that would be cool. I want to head back there, but Saturn, we have an opportunity. It's still early. The waters are in Mars. The waters are in Mars. The water What's that? Water on Mars is refreshing too. Gosh, it's hard to freaking read sometimes. Clear skies and I'm stuck at work pulling a double. Oh man. It's still 10:45, right? Where are you at? Ken? Forget. Sorry. Out west? Alright, what do we got in the background? Oh, I gotta chill this one out for later. That one's a later track. What do I put over here? This is the Nexstar 8. The 11 is always the kind of like beast, but I can't scope, wait, let me gather my thoughts. Actually, so I have a house, and I have two different views. One is me interrupting myself. Let me lower this so I stop getting feedback. I'm sure it sounds weird. Right, so I got a C11, CPC 11 hooked up to this easterly view out of a window, and then when I want to do southern views like planets, for example, or early moons, I got to set up on the back porch, which is like a staircase. And if you see the end of my last video with the clouds in it, you'll see there's a tiny little bit of time lapse at the very end. You can kind of see where the scope is set up on the staircase. So anyway, that's the long and short of it. Oh, Ken, you're in Texas, right? 9:45. Yeah, you got some time. It's going to be nice tonight, I think. Finally, the moon is kind of chilled out. Yeah, this is the 8, but it's got a 3x Televue Barlow on it, which does a decent job, you know, if it's bright enough.
Mom never said that I had to get older, 'cause I was thinking of calling you up to bring me back towards emotion. Let's meet down by the house of cards and watch the sun go supernova. 10,000 days on earth I've waited all alone to trip. 10,000 days on earth I've played along while the record skips. And all I got to say, we all rock the same. Oh, all I got to say, we all rock the same. Come on, high, floating slow through desert sands. That is no mirage. Higher, floating slow through desert lands. Throw your arms down. Just a whisper from your thunder, just the crackling of the rain. Don't go missing in the splendor. Try to capsize my brain. And all I got to say, we all rock the same. Oh, all I got to say, we all rock the same. Come on. Don't want you crawling down my chimney. I don't understand your claws. Enemies like Easter bunnies. I don't wanna play the poor. 44 v 44. Don't sleep the streets no more. An automatic Easter depression. Cash machines can go to hell. I don't need your Easter bunnies telling me what news to sell.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? So, just wanted to hop on and say what's up to George Kolosowski. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thanks for the info, man, and welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. Let's list out what he said. So, you got the cherry side of Mars facing now. Southern cap, right? The white area at the bottom. Hellas. Sinus Meridiani, and the Biggie Syrtis Major. I think we were noticing that earlier. So that's awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I really need to get up on my Mars. This is like the first season I've ever really had a chance to kind of sit down and kind of grapple with it. Still working on the moon over here. But anyway, appreciate it. So thank you. Yeah, running the 8-inch right now with a 3x Televue Barlow lens. They're kind of extender. You know, you've probably seen them. And the Sony A6 V produced a really good combo. Radical. Good night to everybody who, if they're still hanging out. Mary, I know you had to go. Peace. Sleep well. And who else left? Jacqueline, take care if you hear this. And somebody else too. Sensei Camila, I think you took off. Take it easy. Yeah, so really great to finally see some detail on Mars. This is like this is sort of even still a kind of opposition period, I would say. Fascinating to see if the rovers respond after the dust storm, or what, if we ever find out how it was triggered or what caused it. George says, you can just see it's dark, but it's darken it a tad. Certus Major on the right, very stable, sure. Where's that? Where's that gamma? There we go. How's that? What's so fascinating is, like, I've been playing with stacking a lot, and you do get, you know, nice results, I guess, from something like this, but I always find that, like, just watching the actual live image at the time is the most rewarding experience. Even if you preserve, like, this killer stacked shot of Mars, it's just like, there's just nothing like watching it right now, being, like, on the edge of discovery, figuring out, like, what might hit it, or if it's even... like, just all the different factors. It's just this almost living, breathing object. And we get to observe it, you know, from the comfort of our lounge chairs. Very uncomfortable lounge chairs. Kenneth says, Huygens crater right below Certus. That's on the right. I feel like, yeah, like maybe I should just hit record on this for like a couple of 30-second exposures if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna just do that. Yeah, so I usually use auto stacker with FFmpeg to like convert the files, and I get to use the Sony kind of 4K files. It's massive and it takes forever, but you get these insane results from like a commercial grade camera. I have an ASI 224 as well, but it's just like there's something about streaming with all those like through star capture or sharp cap that just is just really not pretty. It's just not clean. The presentation like through this camera is just so cool. It kind of feels like a HUD, like a digital HUD. Kenneth says Schiaparelli on the lower left side. I'm just taking some exposures right now, so once I zoom back in. I should actually default these settings without, so I know exactly what I'm taking, so I should probably reduce these a second. I'll be back, y'all. I'm just gonna raise this tunage in the background. Something long. Okay, this is something I just played. How about that? Yo, 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 what's up, peeps? What's up, Elliot? How's it going? Good job yesterday, man. Elliot was streaming some Perseid Meteor Shower. Yeah, I pulled up some Saturn right here. There's some really interesting stuff going on back with the shadow against the rings in the back that's more visible than I've seen it before. Making for a really neat shot. Like, I'm sure I've seen it before in pictures, but I haven't seen it live. George says that could still darken in gamma a bit, bring out those darker planes just there. Yeah, it's weird. Like OBS does some weird stuff with the contrast and gamma and this image, but I can definitely do it in Premiere. Levels work a lot better than gamma, honestly, or at least like when I bring in the footage. Let's see. What else is going on? Chat room. Yeah, it's so fascinating that these objects even exist, man. I feel like we just hang out and watch these things and like, it's profound every time. Especially that kind of separation between the bands, the rings, and Saturn. It's just like this persistent feature. It's like hanging out, magically captured, frozen. It's a bit wobbly. There are some really cool clouds also under Saturn and Mars. This kind of like lofty cumulus, mammatus, or whatever they're called. Yeah, I shall definitely process those Mars clips that I took just now. Maybe have them as a compare and contrast for next time. Here, I can show you one of my Saturn stacks while we got this up. For those who missed it before. Of course the file's not handy when I need it. Search, August, there we go. Saturn. Pull that up. Let's see where that image is. There we go. So I'm sure this could be worked a lot better too. No, I didn't mean to move you, screen, move you, just you. Damn it. OBS is so finicky, I should, yeah, there we go. So that's like a really poor stack, but that's sort of what it looks like. And that's from a slightly worse session than tonight. Kenneth says Cassini division is prominent. It is. It's kind of shifting in and out right now, probably because of the clouds. George says, lol, Phobos Mag 10.5 is incoming to Mars about half a diameter. Yeah, man, if it were clear enough, I think it would be possible. It's just that there's always this kind of throughout the summer months, there's persistent haze. I kind of hope it kind of dies down this month before Mars starts to set. I think it might be possible to get it. It'd be great to get Phobos. Wibbly wobbly. Anyway, right, so that was Saturn. But I'm sure that Mars stuff is going to come out pretty great. Let us see. Let us rock and roll. Actually, yo, I think I'm gonna have to call it shortly. I'm also really hungry. I'm gonna go munch out. It's 3 hours, 3 hour 30 already, 3:36:17 right now, and it doesn't archive past 4 hours, so I think it's good times. Man, what is going on? Really? Is it really 11:36 and I haven't seen 3 hours 36? Is it? I don't even mean to go on the dot. Like, what's going on? It's so weird. Okay, so I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight and asking me questions and listening to me ramble earlier. Let me know if you have anything to add to the conversation tonight. We got, I don't know, 5-10 more minutes to go. Yeah, Saturn's just gonna kind of, I feel like these clouds are lingering. It's wet skies right now. What's up, Brooklyn Bully? Haven't seen you around in a while. What's going on? What's happening? It's a wet view, but it's a good view. Any view right now is a good view. Bueno. You know, it's 11:37. It's not too late, but it's a good time to make some sandwich of some type. Yeah, I kind of wish I had a candy bar, but I don't. Yo, thanks, George. And thanks, Kenneth, for jumping in on all the info. I really appreciate it. I should definitely know it, but off the top of my head, I didn't. So, thanks. I'm learning. What did G? Take care, Ellie. Have a great night. Elliot Astro Imaging. I hope you're having a good one. And how are your skies, sir? You getting some shots tonight? What else? Who else we got to shout out? I know Vision is somewhere in the background. Andrew Johnson, thanks so much for hanging out, chiming in. Mary took off earlier. Not many comments since then, but still got a few people in the chat. We'll do Saturn for a bit and then close up with Mars. I should probably do a wide shot too. We got 20 minutes before the stream will archive. Unless I'm tripping, I'm not. I gotta figure out after this one. I'll check if I'm just mistaken about that. I feel like it said something about like not archiving past 4 hours. I also marked one of the previous week's streams with this flyby when we had Jupiter going. So check that out. I timestamped it. It's like a really quick flyby. Hey, thanks Brooklyn Bully. I appreciate that. You have a great night too. Is it really Monday? Gosh, it should be Saturday. It should be Friday. Ellie, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who like you hang out for so long. Appreciate it. Purple tulip purple. Love it. Alright, that just reminded me of Amsterdam. Going up on the train. Oh shit. Everything's breaking tonight. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. This little remote just like chipped. I guess 3 years in full working order is a lot to ask of a tiny little remote control. Yeah, I'm getting lots of cloudage. It's perfect timing. The sky kicks us out when it wants us out. So I'll let this track and drift. Which it was the Jupiter flyby. Let me find you guys that link and I'll post it in the chat. Give me a second. Was it Meteor or Not? Here I Come? I think it was before that, maybe. This link you can see, was it Saturn? It wasn't, yeah, it was Saturn in wide view, and then something passes. It's not I don't know, maybe an airplane? So, I don't know how big it is, I don't know. It's just such a cool little thing and so fast. If anybody has any idea, like it's probably, you can check the date in the bottom right corner of the video. It's correct. Eastern time. Alright. Snack time. Stream time. Over.